Welcome to today's episode of Scrapnik TV. Today I'm going to be showing how to create a shape of text in Photoshop. So I walk through the steps with images for Photoshop elements in the blog post, but here I'm going to be doing it through the video with Photoshop. So I've opened up here, this is one of my page starters that I talk about in my organization system. And I've got some photos here and my text and things like that. So I'm just going to kind of move things over for now. And this is the photo here that I'm going to put text around. I'm going to be changing it to a circle, and then I'm going to scrap this one the way that it is. So to start off with, but for now I'm just going to kind of move everything over here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the shape that we want, and we're going to do a circle. So I'm going to choose the Ellipse Tool from over here. And you'll notice on the menu, it gives you shape, path, pixels. We're going to choose path. And then we're going to draw the shape that we want it to be. So we're going to do it about this big. Okay, and it's given us here this path. And if you click over here, on our layers panel on paths, we can see our working path right there. Okay, and I'm actually going to do its own layer. We want to make sure that we have this on a blank layer. Drawing it there is fine, but when we add the text, we want it to be on its own layer. So now we're going to choose the T text option. And notice how when we put it over here, it changes to different looks. So here is if we're going to write outside of the circle. Here is if we're going to write inside the circle, but, and I may have to go back, oops. Okay, there we go. But we want it to be the eye looking thing with the line through it, and that means we're going to write here on the circle, in the shape of the circle. So now we can just type whatever we'd like to type, or we can put our journaling here. I'm actually going to come up here and double click on this text that is the journaling I wrote, and I'm going to leave the date separate, and I'm just going to do Control C, and then I'm going to come down and I'm going to double click to highlight this, and I'm going to do Command V. And I don't know why it didn't do all of it. Okay. Maybe because it put on a different path. I'm not sure. We're going to try. Well, I'm just going to type it in by hand then. Abby loved playing this harmonica. She had just started her nursery class at school, or at church, whoops, at church, and this was her first day, but when she saw Chipper's harmonica, she claimed it as her own. Okay, there we've got it typed in. Now, you'll notice that it's a little, I don't quite have enough space, so I can change this to 11 point. And mess with it kind of that way. The other thing I can do is I can highlight it. And up here on our character, to get this window, you just go to Window and click Character, and that opens this window. And if you click on this V8, this is the spacing in between. So we can try like 10. It just kind of spaces it out a little more. 25. So there we've got our text in a circle all the way around. And now the next step that we would do is we're going to click on the circle again, but this time we're going to choose it or change it to shape, and we're going to draw a circle inside there. And if we want to make it a little bigger, there we go. Now the photo that we are going to crop to that, I'm just going to come up, I'm going to change this, I'm going to rasterize our shape level, and then I'm going to create clipping mask and kind of move the photo around. And then I can merge those, add a little bit of our style, and now I'm good to finish scrapping the rest. And the other thing that I would recommend doing is the text that's underneath here. I would link these two. If you right click and link layers, then when you move this, it comes with it. And that way, as you add and you want to decide where you want to move it, that's what you would do. So that completes it. I will now finish scrapping this layout and post it in with the video and the other tutorials. So give it a try and let me know what you think. Thanks for joining me.